Okay, good evening, councillors.
Good evening.
Good evening. Chairman. Member of the press, hello, welcome. Members of the public. Welcome to the panel meeting on this day, Tuesday, the 22nd of November. Let's start with the first item on the agenda, which is item number 1, apologies for absence. Do we have any? Apologies from Councillor Tom Buckley. Second item on the agenda is declarations of interest. Do we have any this evening? Yes, Councillor Gabishak.
Well, I won't declare an interest, but I think we should note that one of the planning applications is the chair of the Climate Emergency Committee, this town council. I don't think it will change our objective view of discussing the planning application and voting for it, but I think it should be noted in the minutes that in connection with all of us, actually. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item number 3, minutes of the last meeting. Can I have a seconder? Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. And item 4, which is public participation. No? Okay, thank you. So let's turn to page 9 for item 5, which is plans amended. Okay, so we've got P22 S2925. It's a householder application for 4 Thorn Close. Yes, Councillor Gabishak.
I propose acceptance of this. We said last time recommended approval subject to arboricultural continuation being submitted. It has been, so therefore there is no reason, and the forest officer says okay. So I propose acceptance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Seconded. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of approval. Thank you, that's carried. Okay, let's turn to page 11. Agenda item 6, plans new. And the first one is P22 S3665, householder for 14 Cold Harbour Close. Yes, Councillor Plants.
Approval.
Is that seconded? Councillor Gabishak, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? No, okay, all those in favour of approval. Thank you, that's carried. Next is P22 S3806. It's a full application for the NatWest Bank 18 Marketplace. Councillor Plants.
Propose approval.
Thank you, seconded. Thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of
Sorry, just make one comment. Yeah, propose approval, and I will vote for it, but it must be done in a way that doesn't change the appearance of the outside of the bank. So I think you just need a sentence about that.
I mean, I think I didn't see it that there are any changes.
Just as it has to look as it was originally, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
It will no longer look like NatWest.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favour of approval? All those against? Okay, that's carried, thank you. Next is, hi Councillor Crook. Next is P22 S3833, it's a householder application for 18 York Road. Councillor Gabishak.
I don't know whether we're still fighting a losing battle on on these, because lot conversion, yes, skylights at the back, yes, skylight at the front, no. Well, I'll see how it's fine. I'm going to propose refuse with this because of the skylight at the front.
Seconded.
What?
Councillor Farney, seconded. Yeah.
You've taken it for review? No, I'd say the opposite. I think what's being proposed, you have already in numerous areas down Kings Road. I don't see what the difference between Kings Road and York Road is.
Different road.
You're looking across the road in Kings Road, you're looking across the road in York Road and Terrace Road. So yeah, I don't see any problem with this at all.
So we're now accepting skylights at the front of properties in terraced houses.
Kings Road. Kings Road definitely has been.
Yeah.
York and Clarence. I don't believe so. There are none on York so far. I used to live there. That's the only thing I was thinking.
Well, my position is I'm with the neighbour and I'm with the refusal as well.
Can I just come back?
Yeah, of
I
course.
can understand if somebody, I think we did, I reckon refusal on one, which had a dormer window at the front, and I can totally understand that. And there are no, as far as I'm aware, no dormer windows in the front of Kings Road houses. But I honestly don't see the problem with a Velux roof light. As long as it's high enough up, you know, you're not going to be peering out at your neighbours, not that I can see. I don't see how it affects the character of the road. Sorry.
It's a bit like Park, and if we can have a brief discussion.
Yes,
It's a bit
of
like
course.
Park, Marmion and Greggs, right? It would be the first Velux on the whole of York Road.
So was Kings Road.
Yeah, look, but Kings Road has every, but whoever did Kings
This
Road,
road is more
then
open.
it was impossible for us to ever say no to any future ones, and they've got bigger and bigger, and now there's
Yeah.
3 times the size
Yeah.
dormers and bits like that. Whereas having lived on York Road, it is a proper Victorian terrace, no scenery changes to the front of the houses, so like everything on the back I've got no issues with, but again, there is not a single Velux on the front of that street scene at the moment. If we are the first council to say yes, then every subsequent one that comes in, it's going to be oh bloody hell, they've already got one, so it's a yes.
We've got onto garages at the minute.
Whereas this is that chance to at least be like, no, let's just keep York the same. Also, they're one of those streets where it's like, they're nice 2-bed Victorian terraces. If we keep making them bigger and bigger, I'll never to live.
Yeah, price. Would any other councillor like to speak before we put this to the votes? Because we've got a seconder on the motion. Yes, councillor Crook.
Can I also share these concerns, having lived in a similar house myself and have an overdevelopment next door. It really is not very pleasant for homeowners. Loss of privacy, and then it just slowly, steady thing, slowly sliding, and then everyone will say, "Oh, when did all this happen? They've lost all their character."
Can build on a football pitch. Let's put it to the vote.
Okay, well, let's put this to the vote then. All those in favour of refusal? All those against? Thank you, it's carried.
The pensioners want
Pensioners
they
want
want the change. Rips out, start again, wheel.
Yeah.
You with us?
that.
There's still side conversations going on here.
I know.
Sorry.
Lorraine says, sorry, can you say what's going on?
Okay.
What's going on?
Right.
Councillor Arlett, be quiet.
Councillor Arlett, be quiet, please. All those in favour?
You got a second?
Okay, next, P22 S3842, it's a household application for 7 Barnslets. Officially Henley, but Rotherfield Grace. Both that one or not. Councillor Plant.
Approval.
Okay,
Second.
seconded, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, it's carried. And next is P22 S3892, it's a household application for the Millers. The Millers Cottage, Pack and Prime Lane. Yes, councillor Garyshak.
Propose acceptance.
Thank you, seconded. Thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Next is P22 S3920, it's a household application and it's for 50 St Mark's Road. Councillor Garyshak.
I'm going to propose acceptance subject to the conservation officer approval on this one.
Not listed.
It's not going to the,
Because it's not listed,
Conservation officer.
you can't say it needs to be wood, that's the issue. Otherwise I've gone heritage windows, but because it's not listed, they don't have to.
But the conservation officer has a view on the conservation areas, which this is in.
well, the thing about these windows is it's the next generation of windows, isn't it? It's thermal efficiency that the homeowner is after.
I was going to go on to say that in fact, when this came, I had a word with Kath, and Kath provided me with there has already been approval of windows for this property. Not on this particular
Yeah.
application, for would effect PVC.
Mm.
So therefore, I think we would be batting against we would have an uphill battle. But that's why I'm saying propose approval subject to a comment from the conservation officer said,
Yeah.
okay, then we say, okay.
Mm.
Can we say subject to them still being with effect?
Yeah, well, I'm proposing the approval of the full planning application, which is as is. But would advise a comment from the conservation officer. That's all, please.
I think that's fair enough, yeah. I mean, I'd like to see, the concept, I mean, I'd really like to meet conservation officers actually and ask them what they think the government's next move is going to be for listed properties and conservation areas when it comes to, these sorts of materials, because they're going to be, it's going to be coming up because of, energy efficiency, isn't it? Climate emergency. So perhaps that's something that we can work on. That's when Jodie is back. Okay, would any other councillor like to speak? No, okay, so we've got a proposal for acceptance subject to a note from the conservation officer, and it's been seconded. All those in favour? And against? Thank you, it's approved. I'm abstaining, by the way. P22 S3923 is a householder application and it's 19 Kings Road.
What's going on, John?
Councillor Plants, let's hear from you.
Approval. It is Kings Road. Whoever's on the councils will be set precedent on that one. It's a slippery slope. That's bold years ago, so.
You seconding councillor Romans?
Yes.
Yes. Would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, all those in favour of approval? And against? Okay, carried.
Precedent's been set like this, there's
Yeah.
nothing which we can do.
Yeah.
He started with slippery slope.
We started it.
Okay, P22 S4017, oh, sorry. P22 S4017, it's a household application for 34 Badminton. That's the, yeah. Just let me see if we've got a seconder.
Yeah.
Yes, councillor Plant, thank you. Yes.
On condition that it doesn't go over where the drainage goes, because it's sort of like on a slope. And if they build out too far, it will affect the water going down the hill.
Councillor Gavashak, did you hear that?
That's a
If
building.
you looked in the plans.
It's building regs,
building
though
regs.
it's not planning.
Why? As
Sorry.
long as they don't go to, keep it within the stated plan.
Well, I think when it's building regs will get involved. So,
So it's not material planning consideration, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, councillor Arlett, you'd like to speak?
Yeah, as one that continually voted against garages being turned into living accommodation. Anybody that probably travelled up Valley Road probably 4 or 5 years ago and saw no vehicles parked there. If you'd like to drive up there now, because I think you'll find in maybe a couple of years' time, it'll be the next Harpston Road, where you just can barely get up there. So what we're doing, we're allowing these garages to be turned into living accommodation. And then there's probably one car, maybe two parked on the drive and the rest are parked in the road. And I say, if anybody wants to pop up there now, it's just a zigzag all the way up trying to get through the vehicles. It did start one side, they were parking one side, now they're parking both sides. And you could see it happening, but everybody started supporting these garages and even me at the end, because it's wasting my time voting against them. So we're just making the highway worse by keep supporting this application. Saying that again, if it goes to SODC, it will go through. If it goes to appeal, it will go through. So we're kind of wasting our time. But I think what I've been saying over the years, we haven't reaped the benefit that somebody has. But I'll support this, but for the wrong reasons. Does that make sense?
Mm,
Okay.
Yes, councillor Hillier.
Yeah, I've always shared the concern about garages, and there's quite a few that we have turned down. And but unfortunately, they do get passed for garage conversions. But so I'll just abstain on this one. But I think it's worth stating that it's regrettable, yeah, this is happening.
Councillor Gavashak.
I'll just make one comment on parking. Of course, if people do park on the road, it means that ambient speed for motorists driving up the road is slower. So therefore, there are some benefits to cars being parked on the road.
It's a danger. So,
Yes.
the danger for pedestrians if they're trying to cross the road, if there's too many car parking. And all those lots of school kids coming home from school.
The problem we've got with garages though is they were always built so small and cars have got bigger. I'd be very nervous trying to get I mean, we've got one of those garages, you can't actually get a car in it. So it's just got loads of junk in it. You know, I think that is definitely something for consideration. You look at those garages on Valley Road, I think they've got the same issue. They are double garages with a narrow kind of hole, you know, like a steel in the middle.
Yeah.
And I don't think they can actually get their cars in them.
Brick pier, they're called.
Yeah.
I mean, parking spaces are too small now, if you chat to half the people in them. You can't fit 7 Range Rovers side by side. Let's move on. 7 Range Rovers, it's like that those spaces.
Oh no, I won't say that. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I'll tell you after about it. So, right, I've lost my place now.
Ken, do you have a car in your garage?
32.
Do you?
Single garage, 34 Valley Road, you are.
Yeah, no, I know that, but let me just get my thoughts on. So, yeah, so we've got it's approved, it's seconded. Okay, all those in favour? And all those against? Okay, that's carried, thank you. Okay, next is 322 S4056, it's a householder application for 62 Grace Hill. Councillor Ravidak.
I propose acceptance. What it is, it's a full width extension. It's another meter on what's all in there. So, propose acceptance, please.
Seconding, councillor Barnes, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? All those in favour? Thank you. Approved. Over the page, please, to page 12. P22 S4063 is a householder application for 11 New Street. Councillor Romans,
Approval.
thank you. Councillor Barnes, seconding.
Sorry, no.
Would any other, yes, councillor Cook and then councillor Arlett.
Right, okay, they said they want to build it because of their family expanding, but they must have had a large family already if they're coming back from university, so why buy the house? And what really I'd like to make a point of is the fact a lot of these garden buildings have to have toilets in. Can they not walk their garden house and have to have a shower as well? That also means they're going to have to dig up the garden for the plumbing, and also it sounds very much like an Airbnb. So could there be a condition put on it, but it's not living accommodation and rented out permanently? Because also going on tangent, there are a lot of these conversions and stuff, and people are permanently renting them out. Like one that we approved.
Because we don't have a premier in there.
No, it doesn't matter. People are living in them, and they shouldn't really be living in them permanently.
So who was the proposer? Councillor Romans, do you agree? Do you want to put a sentence in? What do you think of the proposed amendments?
I agree with what Donna's saying. Sorry, councillor Brick is saying. I think that's a fair thing to put in there, so I'm happy to accept that amendment.
Okay, Seconder, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. But any other councillor? Yes, councillor Hillier and then Arlett.
We usually say ancillary to the main house.
Ancillary to the main house, yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yes, councillor Arlett.
Yeah, for about 50 years, I was able to read plans and some of the stuff coming through these days. Now, I don't know if anybody looked at the elevations on this. I don't know what I was looking at.
Yeah.
It looked like something out of space to me, it looked like a space rocket. I haven't got a clue what I'm basically going to vote on, because it looked absolutely atrocious what was being designed. I don't know what it was.
Did you use a computer?
I feel I don't use that as well. Even that couldn't understand it, because I asked the question, I asked Google if they could tell me what it is, but it couldn't, yeah. Honestly, it's awful.
Yeah,
I think a lot of these SABC should send the drawings back and say, look, draw us something that we can understand. Because
yeah.
we can't understand this one.
Would you like to put in a note, councillor Romans,
Yes.
should we put in a note to say that councillors were not critical of, observed that the plans were not complete?
I think that's a fair thing to put in, yes, I'm happy with that.
So it wasn't just me, thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm finding it increasingly difficult when they're not traditional architect plans, it's been done by a designer or something like that, or even a homeowner.
So this kind of.
That I think, yeah, I agree. Yes, councillor Crick, you'd like to sum up?
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the drain and the sewage, having to dig up the garden because it's very old, that road, and
Building regs.
if it.
That is set during building regulations.
That's what I'm concerned, I don't think necessarily need a toilet and shower instead. Really, they can go to the house.
I know, it seems to be going full circle, doesn't it? We used to want to get the toilets inside, not outside, and now we're going back to outside toilet.
I wouldn't think you need a toilet.
We used to just use the water.
I know it's quite popular down in the marshmallows.
Right, let's move on, councillors. Okay, so we have got, we've got approval with a couple of conditions, well, one condition and a comment. Agreed?
Great.
Yeah.
Been seconded, all those in favour? Okay, thank you, you're abstaining.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just proposed it.
Oh, yeah,
No, you proposed it.
I'm tired.
Sorry, I was kidding you.
He feels like a ring.
Right, the next one.
Okay, last is P22 S4087. It's a household application for Parkview 10A Manor Road. Councillor Plant,
For the approval.
seconded by councillor Gavishak. Would any other councillor like to speak?
Yes.
Yes, councillor Arlott.
Yeah, I want to speak on this. This is no more than planning by stealth, this application here. We had an application come in a couple of months ago for a 2-storey side extension, which we recommended, or our observation was for refusal, and SODC were going to refuse it. And then they came back with a 1-storey application, which went to SODC, and it was approved there, and it was marginal there. And then they come back with a porch and a study application to the front of the property. So one asks the question, why didn't these 2 applications go in together? Why did they go for one and then we'll add another piece on here? Oh, we might put one at the back there, could be the next one. So it's just planning by stealth. At the end of the day, there's not a lot wrong with the application. That's my view. But I don't believe that's the way that they should go about things. I think it should have been a full application with both these applications in together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, would any other councillor like to speak? Okay, so we've got a proposal for approval. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. That's approved.
Keep staying there.
Okay, thank you. So that's 5 and 6 completed. Number 7 is objections and following applications. Do you think we have any this evening? No, okay, thank you. And 8 is decision notices. It was to notice the decision notices that have come from the planning authority. Okay. And there is. Hang on, what's that on my agenda going? We've got one planning application which has been withdrawn, which is P22 S3423, and it's a household application for Albert Villa 2B Albert Road. Proposed outbuilding to replace the tinned roof shed.
I'm surprised that Chairman, I thought it was okay, actually, I didn't see a problem with it. What
It's
was-
been
what's
withdrawn.
there now? Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah,
They come back with something bigger.
come back with an outside.
Funny
view.
like that.
Yeah. We went through that one. And oh.
Councillor Ramos said it was too small.
Okay, on to item number 10, which is 10 certificates of lawful development applications. We've got P22 S4081. Proposed single story rear garden room at 34 Kings Road. And the next one is P22 S4090. And it's proposed loft conversion with a flat roof rear dormer. Rear dormer at 127 Alston Road. I don't know what the difference, I still don't understand the difference between these. How come they can go for an LDP when other similar ones are going for householder applications? Do you have any answer for?
No, but I'm going to ask the question tomorrow night when we have a planning meeting, because amazingly enough, and Councillor Hilly was there at the last meeting. There's an application came forward actually, and it was from our the district council officer for a dormer with a flat roof. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they turned it down.
Yeah.
It was down for refusal by the officer, which we supported. It had to go to committee because it was an officer, and that was for a flat roof dormer. So I'm going to ask why this one has been allowed when the district council turned an application down for one of their own officers for a flat roof dormer. It makes little sense. And we've we've recommended in the past that these be refused, and they have been. So how this one slipped through the net, I really don't know.
But I also don't fundamentally understand what goes through as an LDP
Yeah,
and what,
yeah.
you know, I just don't understand. There doesn't seem to be any logic. Councillor Abstract, can you shed any light on this?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I'll wander into it.
No.
I don't have a clue. But I really think that we should be, on this second one, we should be writing to SODC to say that proposing large flat roof rear dormers should not be part of limited development, because we have turned them down in the past. And I think we should write a note, a letter, an email to that effect, and ask them for an explanation as to why this was allowed. Because it might be within the rules of size, but it certainly isn't within the design rules.
Councillor.
I was going to say, I agree with you entirely, apart from this property had a flat roof dormer before, they've just made it bigger. So like, yeah, it's just, but they had one before, so if it had been like pitched to dormer to flat, then you're like, what are they doing? Well, nothing to flat, but this one annoyingly already.
But has it gone from this?
Oh, yeah, no,
Like-
yeah. Oh, 100%, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gone from like
Yeah, okay.
a small flat roof one like that to one taking up pretty much the width,
Yeah.
but it did have a flat roof before.
Mm.
Do you want to leave that to me, Chairman?
Yeah, that would be great. If you
Okay.
could do that, that'd be brilliant. Thank you. Come back to us. Forward to the next meeting. Okay, and item 11 is prior approval notification. Now, this is another one which I do not understand, because I thought in a conservation area, we had a say on change of use. So I don't understand this new N5D category. Can you shed any light on N5D category? Yes, councillor Hillier.
I was just going to say it's because it was a government decision that they didn't have to apply for change of use, and that overrides any local authority.
I do know that,
Yeah.
but I thought in a conservation area, we had an absolute.
We did, but
I say.
the government overruled.
So they've overruled the conservation
Yeah.
areas as well.
Because in the conservation areas, like I said, with hospitality can move into retail without planning applications.
I thought it was that you could, that, you know, if it was going to be a private house, which this is
Yeah,
what this proposal is. I didn't think that was allowed in a conservation area without our private approval.
I think they are.
It's terrible. I wasn't aware that have we seen the directive from the government on that one? Ministerial statement or anything?
I'll look for that.
Yeah.
Shocking.
It's shocking,
Where's
really
the
shocking,
parking? Where's the parking?
exactly,
Where's the bin storage?
absolutely.
Sorry, going off on one.
No, it's true though.
No, can I say?
I mean, it's literally, you can only contest on transport and highways. Well, yes, we can, and we should. Let's come back to that in a moment. B is contamination risks on the site. And C is flooding risks on the site. Well, actually,
Sewage.
I mean, it's Friday Street does get flooded sometimes, doesn't it?
Not that far up.
Not that far up, ever?
Well, it has not
It's-
once, yeah, but
Might do.
air quality and environment protection are both against it. So they can change the use, but you know how like all along that street, whenever it comes in, they have to have like rear ventilation and this, that and the other, and a whole bunch of requirements. So air quality and environmental protection have said both of those things. Then you're going to need to mitigate noise, pollution, bins, like they've commented on those two already. So just because they're changing the use doesn't mean that they're going to get planning permission for the flats. Just means that they can change the use to incorporate both Class E commercial and C3 flats. So they're not putting in for planning for those, they're just allowing it to be possible in the future, but they'll still need to submit a planning application to us for us to then approve that.
Nice speak.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, councillor Cribb.
Right, we've already had issues with parking down Friday Street. There isn't enough parking down there. Okay, so these estate agents that are going to market this are going to say they can apply for a permit, but there will actually be nowhere for to park.
Yeah,
Okay, there's no bin storage, so they'll start using our town bins like we've seen before.
all over town.
And then they'll start parking at the moment, there's no parking provision, without knowing. If you're going to rent a house with no parking, do your research before you purchase it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't take what the estate agent says to you at face value, because they just want to sell at the end of the day. They don't care.
Yeah, we're getting into territory which is a bit.
I'm just saying,
Fast
because,
forward.
no, because this is an issue for everyone then. It has a knock-on effect. Each extra car down that road affects everyone that lives there.
But we will, I think, I'll take a vote on it in a moment, but I think we should definitely make a comment on transport and highways. Okay. Yes, councillor Hillier.
Yeah, I'm going to say the problem is there's already flats there above. There's already flats on Friday Street that were built. They knew that they couldn't have parking, so they would just allow cycles. Or they say visitors come, it's town centre, there's the car parks for parking. So it wouldn't win any arguments on transportation when it's town centres, that is, as classed as. They will override it, yeah.
Councillor Owens.
Probably a bit of a silly question, but I mean, would the lack of facilities for disposing of rubbish fall under contamination risks on the site?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, they usually have to say bins.
Yeah.
councillor Pine, do you want to expand on what you're going to say?
Oh, no, I don't think it will. I think there's a contamination risk of what they're actually like building on. rather than-
Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
that's contamination of the land, yeah. Okay, so hearing your comments, councillors, I think we're all in agreement that we should make well, number one, Kath and I will actually do some investigation around this N5D, because I don't remember anything coming out from central government at all on that. And also we should put it in some comments about transport and parking. Yeah, do you think that would be fair to say? They're arguing it's a sustainable location, and yes, it is sustainable, but the trouble is every time, you know, people move in, they've got one or two cars. So I think we should add that into the mix as well. Agreed?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that, thank you. And item 12 is funding for diffusion tubes. And the document is attached on page 15. Anybody got a proposal? Yes, councillor Gavishak.
Yes, Chair, I will propose the recommendation, it's on page whatever, 16, recommended the committee resolve. And we should also thank David Dickey and Ramsey Adams, who actually go around town putting these tubes up. They are very cheap. And during the last year and a half, I think we've been doing this. The indications are that in some areas of the town, but only some areas of the town, the air quality has got better. maybe. So therefore, I think it's really important that this continues. So that we can actually really nail down the problem areas.
Mm.
Don't
It is that some areas have got better.
know, but we've got
Electric
transport,
cars?
we have a transport meeting tomorrow, no, Thursday. In which David is going to explain
Hmm,
this. So it's,
what time is that?
and we've got 6 o'clock in the committee room.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Councillor Romans, thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak? Yes, councillor Brooke.
Reason why the air quality might be better is people can't afford the fuel, and they may be just not driving as much.
Well, I keep saying, it's a very walkable town. Use the feet that you were given. Right, okay. Right, so we've got a seconder. Yeah, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Okay, and last but not least is agenda item 13, which is the progress report for applications forwarding. Any updates at all? Yes, councillor Arlott.
Yeah, 5 that Anne's close goes to committee tomorrow night. We've done this officer approval, which could be interesting. We had a site visit yesterday. It's amazing how narrow the piece of land is there. Yeah, I'm not going to say any more, otherwise I'll tell you how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I think Councillor Hillier made the best decision yesterday not attending the site visit because it was absolutely heaving down. And the little footway was even flooded as well, but there we go. And the other one, 19 to 21 Bell Street, is still being discussed by SODC, but I think that will go to committee at some time. Other than that, I've got nothing else to offer.
Okay. Right, thank you. I think I'll close the meeting. Thank you very much for your contributions.
What was the?
Sure.